You do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just do it.
How did I learn this technique? My first two books are Chicken Soup for the Soul books. And Chicken Soup for the Soul, they have a criteria. If it doesn't make you laugh, cry, or give you goosebumps, it ain't getting in the book. Do you know how many stories you have to read to get to that level of story? If it doesn't rank 9 out of 10, they will throw the story out. I read 5,332 stories to find 279 stories. So by the time I ended that journey, I was pretty good at a show me story on paper. Then I began to hone my skills to show the story verbally as well. So that's what we're going to do. Now I'm teaching speakers. How many people your business requires you to actively, in some form, be a speaker? Raise your hand. Keep your hands up high. Okay, this is your juice right now. Right now, this is the juice. Now, you've got many great nuggets throughout the week, but this thing right here, you know, I always said, I wish someone who had advanced far in the industry would take me behind their black curtain. You know what I mean? This is behind the black curtain with me for a moment. My son, when he was 2 years old, he could break a toy in 14 days. And so I would only spend $14 on every toy. 14 days, $14. Sound good to me. I was in KB Toys. Anyone familiar with KB Toys? I was in KB Toys, and I'm in the toy area, and I'm looking at the $14 toys. My son breaks it in 14 days, $14 is the budget. And as I'm looking at the toy, $14 toy, the spirit just said, go down the aisle. Slide down the aisle. And I said, okay. I slid down the aisle. And in front of me was Mattel Toys, Tonka toy, $44.99. I said, oh, God, you got the wrong girl. My budget is $14.99. I went back to the $14.99 toy. I grabbed it, walked over to the sales counter, paid for it, went to walk out the door at the Crenshaw Mall. And as my foot crossed the threshold, God said, I said. Has anyone ever heard instructions and then went against the instructions and then God, raise your hands up high, not shy. I want to make sure I'm in the right room. Okay. Right. So I'm at the center on the threshold arguing with God. God, I ain't got that kind of money. Do you know what kind of budget I'm on? I'm just looking real crazy because I argue out loud with God. God said, I said, go back and get the other toy. So I walked back in with an attitude. Have you ever followed God mad? Whatever, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to show you. I exchanged it. I go get the $44.99 toy. I'm like, now we really got to eat beanies and weenies for the next 2 weeks. More beanies than weenies. I buy it. I go home. First thing I say to Jelani is, be careful. This toy cost him, before I can get it out of my mouth, he picked it up and dropped it. Picked it up again and dropped it. Because he did that with every toy. Picked it up and dropped it. He did it with every toy until it ended up in the toy cemetery. Picked it up, dropped it. But every time he dropped it, the toy, because it was a Tonka truck. Guys, you guys know about the Tonka trucks? I didn't even know they existed. They're like apparently pretty amazing. Every time he dropped it, the Tonka truck would go, It just go. Not fast. It was never fast. Wasn't a speed car, but it would just go, He'd pick it up, drop it again. 3 days in, pick it up, drop it. 7 days in, pick it up, drop it. 10 days in, pick it up, drop it. 14 days, I'm like, Watch this. 14 days, picked it up, dropped it. 21 days, pick it up, drop it. 30 days, pick it up, drop it. 35 days, pick it up, drop it. On the 40th day, I picked it up. I was like, it just needs a higher height. I got this. I got this. I picked it up and I dropped it. And it went, 60 days, picked it up, dropped it. 80 days, picked it up, dropped it. 120 days, picked it up, dropped it. 6 months, picked it up, dropped it. I'm like, what is up with that toy? A year and a half later, it became my son's Linus blanket toy. I take him to child care. They try to take it. I said, I advise you to not touch that child's toy. They're inseparable. A year and a half, picked it up, drop it. Jaylani outgrows the toy. He doesn't want it anymore. He gives it to my nephew, Jamil, and he gives it to Jamil with explicit instructions on the application. So Jamil, age 2, first thing he does is what, you guys? Pick it up and drop it. And what does it do? 6 months, pick it up, drop it. What does it do? 8 months, pick it up, drop it. What does it do? 12 months, pick it up, drop it. 14 months, pick it up, drop it. 2 years with Jamil. And now it's kind of shaking. It's like, it got a little tweak on it, but it's still moving. It never sped up, but it didn't slow down. Jamil added another twist to it. Jamil took it outside to the front porch and would drop it up down the stairs and it go ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. Get to the bottom and go what? My son and Jamil both outgrew the toy. And my son decided, let's give it to Goodwill, Mommy. Okay, cool. We go to Goodwill. We're about to walk in. He goes, wait, Mom, one last time. He picks it up and what? Drops it. And what does it do going into Goodwill? And that was the last I saw of the toy. I was so surprised that toy outlasted my son. I was so surprised that with everything that my son put that toy through, it was still moving. But Mattel, they weren't. When Mattel built that toy, when they had that toy on the assembly line, they said this toy is going to meet Jaylani Nichols. And when it meets Jaylani Nichols, it's going to be picked up and dropped a few times. So we need to give this toy some extra girth. We need to give this toy some extra strength. We need to put this toy together extra solid. We need to make sure this toy does not break under pressure. Yes, yes? Now, whatever your faith is, I believe somebody came for this. This is the cherry on top of the cake you didn't know you were going to get before you left. I believe that when God put you together on that assembly line called creation, he said, she said, she's going to go through something. He's going to be picked up and dropped a few times. She's going to be picked up and dropped a few times. He's going to experience betrayal. Let me give him some extra tenacity. She's going to experience hurt and abandonment. Let me give her some faith and forgiveness. He's going to experience a breakdown and some financial challenges. Let me give him some determination. She's going to experience a health issue or a family issue. Let me give her the spirit of resiliency. He says something's going to happen. Let me make sure that every time she's picked up, every time he's picked up and dropped, that he still goes, she still goes, what? Now, you may not go fast, but you won't ever stop moving. So just like that Tonka truck, just like my son, so no matter how many times he picked it up and dropped it, no matter how many times it tumbled down those stairs, it always still moved. See, sometimes you question, can you keep going? You forget that you was built like the Tonka truck. You forget that you're that Tonka truck. Just that Tonka truck. So the next time something is going challenges, I want you to say this. It's Tonka time. Say it with me. It's Tonka. A little louder. Come on, y'all. It's Tonka. Turn to somebody on the side and say, it's Tonka time. It's Tonka time. How many guys in your life, you know that whether things are going great and they need to get better or whether you need to clean some stuff up in your life, it's Tonka time. Raise your hand. One hand up. Two hands if you know it's really you. Two hands. And two hands and stand up if you're ready for Tonka time. Stand up. Two hands and stand up if you're ready for Tonka time. I just want to check the pulse of the room. I want to make sure I'm in the right space. Okay, great. All right, great. Have a seat.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth. It was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more